Hey guys, today we are going behind the scenes of sinking funds and how sinking funds work. I get so many questions about them. This video was actually requested by PM Explorer, and then I also got a question from Nicole Finner, and she asked, I'm trying to figure out this method for my budget, but seem to struggle with sinking funds. How to track the purchases you make from these? I'm buying Christmas gifts and it's got me confused. So this is a topic that I get requested for all the time, and it is really something that people struggle with, especially if you're new to budgeting, new to Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey talks about sinking funds all the time, and people are just so confused of what exactly they are, how they work. This was actually something that I struggled with in the beginning and had to do a ton of research on, and it really helped me to manage my money and to stay on track with those oddball purchases. So this is my November budget. We are wrapping it up because it's almost December. So right here are my sinking funds, and you guys see these in every single budget of mine. Now before I get into how we're going to calculate them, I just want to go over what exactly sinking funds are. So sinking funds are actually a real estate term, and it started with real estate of putting like a new roof on a house. So they said, you know, this roof is going to cost you, it's going to be good for about 10 years, and then once 10 years is up, you're going to have to replace the roof. So what we suggest is that you start putting aside money every single month for the new roof, so that when the 10 years is up, you have the money and it's not a huge hit. So that's exactly what they are. Now there's two different types of sinking funds that we use. So there's the type of sinking fund, for an example, Christmas. I need to save $1,200 for Christmas, so I'm going to split Christmas up into 12 months because there's 12 months in the year, and I'm going to save $100 every single month. So in December, I have $1,200. Now, sometimes you need to save something and you don't have the full 12 months. So you say, I need $1,200 for Christmas, but it's now June and I only have 6 months. So instead of the $100 a month, I need to save $200 a month for Christmas. And then there's also a sinking fund like clothing. Now you know that clothing is going to happen, it's going to come up. And so what you're going to do is you're just going to set aside X amount each month for when the need comes. And that way when the money's there, it's there, but you don't have a set amount that you need for Christmas each month. All right, so we are going to dig into my sinking funds. Now, this is how I keep them in an Excel spreadsheet, and then I keep them in my Capital One 360 account. Now, Capital One 360, I've done a couple of reviews on them, which I'll link down below, and they're a great interest-bearing savings account. They're one of the highest interest-bearing savings accounts that I've found, and so that's why I keep my sinking funds in them. And you can actually set up with Capital One 360 a different savings account for each of these sinking funds. So if you want to have 13 accounts, then you can have 13 accounts. I personally keep them all in one for the compound interest, and then I just keep the amounts separated in Excel. So as you can see here, I'm going to go through my sinking funds. I have baby step 3, which if you guys are familiar with Dave Ramsey, that is setting aside 6 months worth of saving. So I have baby step 3, and currently in the account I have $2,123.77. Christmas, I have $127.50 because we are already Christmas shopping and Christmas is coming right around the corner. Clothing, $105.51. Laptop, $325. Car repairs, $305. New car is $1,200. Building fund is $1,000 for our down payment. Home improvement is $101.35. Gifts is $225. Vacations is $339.98. Haircuts is $50. Medical is $122. Car insurance is $540. Renter's insurance is $30 for a total of $6,595.11. So now this box right here, you actually don't see this in my budget. I block this out when I do my monthly update. So let me know if you'd like me to keep this box. It's definitely something that I can keep, but when I show you guys my budget, I like to keep it as clean as possible. So here is just all the purchases that I've made that have taken out of sinking funds. And so this is where I keep the category of where the money is pulled from. This is the item, and then this is the amount. So Christmas, I bought something on Amazon for my mother-in-law. Bought some lights for Christmas. This is actually part of a gift with lanterns that I'm doing. A scarf, which was a Christmas gift. Another gift for Jamie. A hat for Jamie. Sears, this came out of clothing. This was clothes for Jamie. Amazon, this is like an X-Acto knife for Jamie's stocking. Car insurance, I paid my 6-month car insurance bill, so this was a sinking fund. This is a huge one, guys, where you save about $200 every 6 months with Progressive if you pay 6 months in advance. So every single month I put $250 in it, and I paid it, and I actually had $540 left over. So that'll just get rolled over into next month. And I'm going to look into it and see if we can cut down the $250 probably to about $200 each month. Home improvement, we got something for $865. So every time that I make a purchase out of this, I automatically subtract the amount from that sinking fund so that these are live numbers. So $127.50, before I made that purchase, there was $17.06 more in that account. So I always keep these as live numbers. And as you can see here, the total is $1,242.15. So because I subtracted the total, and then these are all the purchases here. Here's Amazon gifts. I just lumped them all into one. Here's Sears clothing, and you can see them all in there. And then here you see sinking fund transfer. So this amount right here, the $1242.15, is the same amount right here. Okay, so now we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of how I calculate my sinking funds and how I decide how much it is. And to be honest, it's actually really fun. This is one of my favorite parts of sinking funds, is the end of the month when I have money to spend. So as you guys know, we are debt free, so we have a lot of extra money left over at the end of the month, and we are saving for baby step 3. We just combined finances, so my budget over doubled of what I was making before, because Jamie makes more than me, which is such a blessing. So since this is a zero-based budget, I have $5,549 to spend, and I've only allocated in my sinking funds $2,394, as you can see right here. But we've done some overtime, we've done some side hustle, and different things, so this amount is higher than it typically is. So we get to figure this out. So I am just going to start doing my plugging in the numbers, and then we can see what numbers are left over. Now there's 3 big accounts that we are saving for, and that is the emergency fund, the new car, and the building fund. These I'm trying to really beef up and get done quickly so that we can move on to baby step 4, which is investing. So I'm going to plug in the other numbers and just play with them a little bit. So I'm going to skip those 2, then 50, 50, 150 for vacations, 50 for haircuts, 20, 250, and 10. Well, this is supposed to be 250. Okay, so now after all of that, we have $4,700 left to spend on these 3 accounts, which is so exciting. So I'm just going to play with the numbers. So I'm going to say if we spend $1,500 in each of these, how much do we have left? We have $298. Okay, so all right, let's say we have $1,600. And then this one, the building fund, we can do the remaining $89.32. So I'm just going to do some math on this side of $89.32 plus $1,500, and that is going to be $1,589.32. And I could have just done that in my head because it's easy math, but I want to show you guys how to do it if it is a little bit harder. So now we are at 0. So that is exactly where we want to be. And then we're just going to do some formulas here. We're just going to subtract to see how much we did remaining. And now these are all going to be 0 because they're all exact. I'm going to skip those. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, so now these, we're going to see how much extra we were able to put in, which is super exciting. Minus, there we go. Okay. All right, now we are going to see how much the totals are going to be. Now there's different formulas that you can do for this, but honestly guys, I'd rather just let Excel do its job. And I'm just going to come down here a little bit and just let it do its magic, and it can self-calculate all of this for me, and I don't have to type in formulas, and to me that's so much easier. So I'm just going to come over here and do auto sum, and then it's going to sum it all for me, and so then I can just plug in the numbers. So 37, 23, 77, 167, 50, 165, 51, 355, 355, 2800, 25, 89, 32, 151, 35, 275, 489, 98, 100, 142, 790, 40, 12. Whoop, this needs to be just done at the math. All right, so let's see if we did this right. And this says $12,144.43. And so this says $12,144.43. So that is perfect. So that is how I calculate my sinking funds. And, you know, like I said, it's really exciting that we are in baby step 3 right now. So we're able to put this extra chunk of change in there. But depending on what baby step you're on, you know, sometimes you're not. There was a time where we were just putting $25 a month to Christmas, and we had 5 or 6 sinking funds, and it was super minimal. But as your income gets bigger and as your debt goes away, you're able to do more exciting things. So let me know down below in the comments if you have any questions. I would love to answer those questions for you and possibly do a follow-up video for you if you would like. All right, guys, I will talk to you later.